I remember when the trailer for this came out, there were a lot of people in the comments saying things like, he hit it so hard, he hit it into the third dimension. You guys have no idea how long I've been waiting to see something like this. Anyway, I think I might have said the same thing back last year when Baseball 2001 came out on Steam and I played a little bit of it. So we are going to play the demo version of the new Backyard Baseball game. I believe the official release date for this is about 3 months out in July. It is currently the middle of April as of my doing this. And there's basically a home run derby demo mode in this game. So I played a little bit of this earlier. The first time I started the game, I would have had to like create a player profiler, and I didn't do that. And well, when you're recording your screen, do test recordings. That's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna go and let's see. This is the pickup window, and we're gonna be going and playing home run derby mode, backyard derby as it's known. Let's see. So we've got essentially HD versions, or 3D versions, I should say, of what looks like most of the stadia that can be found in the original Backyard Baseball games. I was curious if they were going to also include fields that were from future games. Baseball 2005 is by far the one that I've played the most of out of all of these, but I have played the other ones, just not as much. But it looks like this is all Super Colossal Dome. I love that name. It looks like this is mostly original Backyard Baseball arenas. So we're going to go and come on in here. I don't know if they're planning on adding more content to this game after it comes out or not, but let's see. So difficulty setting is coming soon. Derby mode, classic or crazy pitch. I don't know what that means. I imagine crazy pitch means that you're going to be having to hit like pitches thrown with like power-ups. Whereas classic is just like normal pitches. Time limit, swing, spot assist. I'm gonna leave that on because I'm not that good at games. Play as all the Backyard Kids plus more on July 9th. That's another thing I don't actually know about this game, is whether or not they're going to include kid versions of professional athletes the way that many backyard sports games have over the years. I haven't...
Don't let this wheelchair fool ya. I can play.
So that's Kenny Kawaguchi.
If you need me.
I haven't seen any, like, information regarding that. I don't know if that's part of the plans, if that's going to be added in post-launch or anything like that. There would be a whole bunch of extra, like, legal proceedings that would have to happen to license, like, player images from the Major League Baseball Players Union, that kind of thing, if that were to happen. But we've got Kenny Kawaguchi, Pablo Sanchez, and Keisha Phillips. Let's see. Depending on how long this takes...
You may remember me from my appearance on the championship podium.
Depending how long this takes, I might get through all these guys, because I don't believe this derby is gonna take like that long.
Score the most points and be crowned backyard derby champ.
I can't imagine a home run derby is gonna take like.
Can you break a new home run record?
I can't imagine a home run derby is gonna take like that long to get through. Ooh, just missed that one by a couple of inches. I can't imagine this is gonna take that long to get through, but alright, scored that one up nice. I wonder if that one landed in the pool. There's an achievement in Baseball 2005 if you hit one into the pool. Alright, a little late on that one. Alright, I didn't think that one was going to go nearly as far. The line drive seems to go a lot farther than the fly balls, which I guess checks out. See, that one looked good off the bat, but it just barely fell shy of the shot over there. I guess it checks out. Often that is how hitting baseballs works. Ideal launch angles, I believe, in the major leagues, if you're interested in like StatCast and that kind of thing, is 25 degrees or so. But we can go and club that one. Yeah, that one really looked like it was gonna go, but it didn't. So that looks a lot better. There is, and you can probably hear underneath me talking, but there is some feedback when you hit one, when you really connect on a good hit. There's a momentary bit of freeze frame. Yeah, see, that one barely cleared the infield, and definitely feels good when you connect. All right, want to go outside and start hitting balls now or something like that. Let's go. And oh, I knew that one was early. I definitely pulled the trigger on that one too early. Okay, so I see we've got a time limit. That one left the yard. I got a bonus point from that one. Did that like hit the dumpster outside or something like that? I see. So there was the 90-second time limit, and then after the time limit expired, it went on an out system. So like if you don't hit a home run, it counts as an out. You get 3 of those, and then the game is over. But that time we 5 points, 210 total feet. So that's pretty cool. High score in my the version of this that I did where I did not do my test recording and I had to start over. I think I got 4. So this was definitely better than that one. We are gonna go and change player, and I'm gonna go. I'll do Pablo last.
Pick me. You don't build strong arms by walking all day.
That's one way to look at it. I see you are more of a pitcher than Keisha Phillips is.
Thanks, buddy. You won't regret it.
Let's see. Pablo, you can wait. We'll get to you in a few minutes. So I think we can skip this. I'm noticing a and I was wondering if this game was going to take more cues from the older backyard baseball games or the newer ones, and it definitely feels like the way that was just bad. The way the pitches are coming in definitely feels like they're more floaty, more like the old ones were. In baseball 2005, 2008, the other ones that I played. Okay, I thought that was gonna go at least off the wall, but that one just sort of died just short of the. That one went about the same place. I'm not doing as well this round as I was the last time. Anyway, in the later backyard baseball games, the pitches definitely came in on more of a line, and these are definitely floating a little bit more. And I'm gonna have to relearn. There we go. All right, that one again about the same place. I'm definitely gonna have to relearn the muscle memory. I thought that one was gonna go, but it didn't. I know Kenny doesn't have quite as much hitting power as Keisha Phillips does. Yeah.
Hey.
Foul ball. What was that? Was that a bird? Is that a bird's nest over there? Over by that part of the fence. I can't tell what that is. Anyway, let's go and all right. Kenny, I'm sorry, this isn't working.
Now 10 seconds remaining.
All right, so I've gotten no home runs on this guy. I don't know if that's normal or if I'm really just like not. All right. That one felt like it should have been good, but it wasn't. I don't know if Kenny is just like this or if I'm just really screwing it up right here. It also felt like yeah, there's a couple of those things. Are those like bird nests? What are those? They're distracting me. Not like distracting me when the pitch is coming in, but like when I'm talking, I see those and I'm trying to figure out what they are. So, K-Man scored 0 and 0, which not ideal. But his talents are generally elsewhere. He is a pitcher after all, as you can see from that. And Pablo, let's yeah, the greatest fictional athlete of all time, as I believe he's been called. We're gonna go with Pablo now. Although I think Pablo and Keisha both have the same hitting power, so they should perform about the same as far as like home run distance is concerned. But
Here comes the secret weapon.
yeah, I just had to pause and listen to that walk-up theme. So we're gonna start things off with a Baltimore chop that goes. That's the most Pablo thing I've ever seen. To hit a Baltimore chop off the infield for a grind rule double. Alright, so we're gonna go and float one over second base. That one was definitely. Wait, did it give me points for that? It gave me point. Am I losing my mind? That did hit the ground, right? That was a Baltimore chop that went over the center field fence, right? Alright, that one was a splashdown over in the neighbor's pool. Whatever. Alright, so we're gonna go and alright, that's probably the deepest part of the yard. If that was to left or right, that probably would have been gone. That one hits the top of the fence. Alright. I'm also loving, by the way, when we really pull one and when you can see down the line, just like looking at all the decorations on the. And now I'm trying to do it on purpose. Just looking at all the decorations by the like the side of the house and stuff. I absolutely love that. That's another one that almost missed the top of that fence by inches. All right, that one had that definite feedback. That sounded pretty good off the bat. Oh, Pablo's using a wooden bat, so he's playing with a handicap here. Keisha was using an aluminum bat. All right, so Pablo has already tied Keisha's record. We'll see if we can score any more. All right, way too early. We'll see if we can hit any more. I swear that one, I don't know if it was just the camera angle, but I swear that hit the ground first. Alright, so that one, again, looked good, but the launch angle was just too high, and it did not have that feedback off the bat. That one was a line drive if ever I saw one. So we're, alright, definitely, I feel like I could have done that better. Should I do that again? I've only been recording this for about 12 minutes. And, alright, I can now play at Steel Stadium during the night. Alright, so we'll take a look at that. Can I change that from here, or do I have to restart? Let's see. If I go Steel Stadium, okay, so I can change it from day to night. That's neat. And I assume all the stadia are going to have an option like that. I can't remember. I think in Baseball 2005 there were some fields that did have day and night versions, but there were also some fields that like only had one time of day. Like the what was it, the Starlight Drive-In, like the drive-in movie theater stadium. I think that only had a night version. Anyway, oh, should I try Crazy Pitch now? Let's try Crazy Pitch now. Alright, so, yeah, see, Pablo and Keisha both have the same hitting stats.
Oh, you want power? You want speed? You want me on your team?
So, at least in theory, unless there's some hidden stats. Oh, you've got a birthday, too. Unless there's some hidden stats. That was a couple of days ago. Neat.
Let's get ready for some
Pablo and Keisha should theoretically perform about the same in the home run derby here. Anyway, it's now nighttime. And we'll just watch the opener so that we can get a good look at the 3D environment here. This is so pretty. Okay, so that was one of those elevator pitches. I think elevator pitch was the name. And now we've got one of those really big curveballs. This is a freezer? Oh, come on. That really held it in midair for a long time. Another one. 3, 4. Okay, so a little less than 4 seconds, I think, is how long I've got to... There we go. Alright, that one died at the warning track. Alright, we'll try that again. Same spot. Alright, not quite as straightaway right field. Not quite as... I'm gonna lose my mind. Alright. This is gonna take some practice. Zigzag. Crazy pitch. Alright, I've got it. The pitch locator really helps for this, but the just a little bit earlier on that. The pitch locator really helps for this, but the timing is the part that I've got to get down here. I also have the option to hit a line drive or swing for the fences. Alright, so we're not going to be shut down completely here. Oh, we got fireworks too. That's neat. There we go. Alright, that's not going to go anywhere. That one, infield fly. But... yeah, same thing. That one, pop out to first. There we go. I like the sound of that one. Nope, I don't like the sound of that one. Yeah. I don't think I've hit any of those big... I used to be really good at hitting those. I used to really have the timing down on the big curveballs, but I didn't do it there. Let's change player. I think I'll go Pablo on the last one. After this, should I do Kenny also, or should I just call it?
Backyard derby.
I love the fireflies.
Pablo Sanchez is stepping up to the plate.
That's the national anthem of computer game
Who is
sports
the
right there.
better, and who is the broken ladder?
Alright, so one of the ultra slow balls up first. That one, alright, short fly over second. We're gonna go and try and... Nope. What did that say? Too early? I think that was too early. Wait, is Mr. Clanky like...
Great swing.
Is he throwing with both hands? Has Mr. Clanky always been able to pitch with both hands? I've legitimately never noticed that before.
That one's headed to Timbuktu. The secret weapon strikes again.
Alright, so you can also definitely hear when Vinny the Gooch is happy about a hit, he'll definitely vocalize it. Elevator?
Next one's the big one.
Did that one even hit the strike zone at all? Alright. I don't know if that last elevator, I think that one... Mr. Clanky is usually going to throw strikes here, but I don't know if he always is going to. Anyway, let's go, and... Yeah, Pablo is really the king of the line drive home run here. I feel like Keisha Phillips didn't hit as many of those. I don't know if that was, again, because I hadn't gotten quite used to the timing yet. And I wasn't really making good contact, but... That one died in the infield grass. Anyway, so we're gonna go and... I thought that one was bound for the pool.
10 seconds remaining.
Nope.
Swing at the right time to hit the ball.
Stop judging me, Vinny. What happens if I hit the spacebar to swing? Am I gonna aim?
Almost. You've got 3 outs.
Or is that just gonna be like a...
Gotta swing.
Okay, so I've gotta aim. I can't just hit the spacebar. Was that 3 outs? Oh no, that was only 2. Is the first one free? Anyway, 4 points in the crazy pitch version of the home run derby, which isn't awful. Considering how I did the first time around, but it still didn't feel great. Alright, I was gonna end it off there, but I went and I was editing the video, and I left a little note on this about screen, but I did notice when I was editing, and I didn't notice this when I was playing, but when the pitch locator comes in, there is a sweet spot in the middle, and if you square that up, the ball really goes off the bat. And I'm gonna have another go at this, and I'm gonna see if that really makes much of a difference. But before I do that, I just now noticed all these signs nailed to the fences over here. So we've got some other sports things. We've got a sign that says, "Have you seen this flyer?" That reminds me of those like billboards that you sometimes see that are like, if you're seeing this ad space could be yours or something like that. We've got pizza. We've got Found Kitten, Comedy Improv, and I assume that says, like, I don't know, bike lock or something. There's a scooters piled up. There's also a baseball bat that's just hovering off the ground. Might be a minor error in
Put me in.
level design. But anyway, I gave Keisha and Pablo 2 shakes earlier, and I only gave Kenny 1. So let's go and give Kenny another go. This is classic regular pitch, not crazy pitch. And we're gonna go and...
Kawaguchi is up. Hit the
Do each of these guys have their own baseball bats too? Okay, so I squared up the sweet spot in the middle, and that one definitely went farther than most of Kenny's hits on the... Yeah, not bad. That definitely went farther than most of Kenny's hits in the first round, so we'll try and do that again. Alright, we got that little camera effect there, and a line drive to... Again, the deepest part of the field.
Almost
Too
got
early.
that one.
So we're definitely making better contact than we were earlier, but Kenny's power rating just isn't quite... See, if I'd hit that anywhere else, that might have actually been a home run. Kenny's power rating just isn't quite high enough to go yard here. Also, if I could pull the ball or something like that, that died a little earlier, but if I could pull the ball or something like that, that would definitely give it a better shot, because the park is deepest in center. Yeah. I thought that one might have cleared the shed, but it didn't. Anyway, The timing, it definitely feels good when you hit the sweet spot, regardless of whether or not it goes over the fence. I might give Keisha another go later, just so that now that I really know the game, now that I know the game a little bit better, I can see what kind of a difference it makes. But you see, even if I don't hit home runs, the game is just more fun if I do it properly. Alright, that one was off the fence. Okay, we didn't get the camera effect there. I think I hit a squirrel down the left field line. Let's see. Can I get any? Can I get any before time? No. I came close though, which is more than I can say the first time with Kenny, so that's nice. All right, well, I guess just for fun, let's
Highlight reel or a champion. Hope y'all like home runs.
Wait a minute. Can I go back? No. But if I like, so on the card here we have the skill rating: batting, running, pitching, fielding out of 4, and we also have on this baseball card like 10 out of 33. What exactly does that mean? Is that, are there more stats in this game that I am not seeing? Pablo has 25 out of 33, which is definitely a big number. And Kenny has 19 out of 33. I don't know what that means. That it feels like that is a reference to some kind of, I don't know, free allocated stat points or something, because a couple other backyard baseball games, some of the more recent ones, did have that. But I can't really tell just from those cards what exactly I'm looking at. Anyway, let's give this one more go, and we'll try and actually hit this thing properly. You see, I saw there that the sweet spot was flickering in color, but it does move as the pitch comes in. There we go. It does move as the pitch comes in, and if I don't read it quite properly, I can still miss it. Which is probably like a reasonable. Now we're going the other way. We're hitting home runs to right here, which is probably a reasonable compromise on the mechanic, because you don't want to make it too easy. Because it does take about a second for the pitch to come in, and if you have any reasonable level of hand-eye coordination, you could just put it there. But if it moves, it makes it a little harder. Was that a foul ball? It cleared the fence, but we didn't get the ceremonial, so I guess it didn't land fair. Yeah, that didn't count as a home run. I'm also like taking too long now. I am hitting to right because I am swinging later. Which is, there we go, that's another one. Broke the window of that truck there, the steel, scrap iron, and metal, truck. Yeah, I almost had that one. Okay, I was doing this good in the first half, I'm not doing it good now. I was specifically doing better with Kenny. Does Keisha have, like, a lower contact rating or something like that? An invisible stat that's like a contact rating, and it means that, there we go. Or am I just, like, am I, like, losing my focus or something? Alright, that was a batting practice swing. That one went a good 200 feet into the pool. Alright, not quite. There we go. Like the sound of that one. 214 is my record, apparently. Yeah. Alright, so that definitely could have been better, but that definitely went better than the first couple. So I think I'll leave it there. We can go back to the clubhouse, and I will actually end the video. So, my name is Dragonite. This has been Backyard Baseball. I don't know if it has a name or if it's just Backyard Baseball. I'll call it Baseball 2026 for lack of better things to call it. When the full game does come out, I definitely want to play more of this. I don't know if I want to just like post games as like a quasi let's play, or if I want to stream it, because I do think this sort of thing could be fun with like audience participation, so we might think about that. In the meantime, you should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. I do also make these things. I like to compare Wizarducks in the Lost Hat to a top-down 2D Zelda game. You are a duck, you cast magic spells to solve puzzles and find your lost hat. And I do also like to post all kinds of other videos on this here YouTube channel, so if you want to see more of this kind of thing, feel free to subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all later.
Great swing. Nice hit. That ball's flying.